The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Blessman International, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Johnston High School, as tonight we have Central Iowa Metro League girls and boys basketball, a doubleheader, Dowling on the road at the Johnston Dragons, and alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Hamadale. Game one, well, it's a rematch of the Class 5A state championship game, and Dowling and Johnston last year, and this year it's number one versus number two. Dragons at number one, the defending champs. Dowling ranked number two. This early in the year, we'll have the boys game right around 7:30, 7:45. But Mike Burkert, we can't wait for this one to get started, the girls game. Crowd's arriving, and the kids are out warming up, and it's going to be a dandy between two of the best in the state.
It's going to be an exciting game, Mark. Like you said, 1 against 2, and depends on which side you're on, which one should be 1 and which one should be 2.
That's right.
But if you look at what's gone on so far this year with the two teams, I think they're definitely a kind of a step above the others in the state.
Thus far,
you're right, I agree. Early on, but to the first, 4 or 5 games, they seem to be the class of the 5A, at least in central Iowa. So it'll be a good matchup. I think it'll be, they're very similar in styles. They both have inside post presence. They have quick guards. They shoot threes. They both play really tough man-to-man defense. And so it'll just be a kind of a battle of the wills. Who can play with more composure when the lights are on. So.
Well, both teams off to a great start. Johnston undefeated at 5-0, and they have a 31-game winning streak. They went 26-0 last year, their undefeated season, and won their first 5 this year, so they're 5-0 in the year. 31-game winning streak and a 45-game home winning streak here at the Johnston Gym they've won. Now we go back about a year and a half ago, Dowling snapped that 40-game winning streak that Johnston had established right after COVID. So the Maroons have kind of been involved with some of these, and they've been part of some of these on the good side and the bad side. As the Dowling comes in with a record of 5-1 last week, defeating Valley on Friday night, 53-33, and defeating Centennial a week ago today, 56-52. So Dowling girls are going through some illness, like that, but they're coming around. They're not 100%, but they're getting close, and they're taking on a very good Johnston team who has 3 returning starters from their state championship team. Dowling has 5 returning starters from the runner-up finish to the Johnston Dragons. So that's kind of the tail of the tape. There's a lot of intangibles in there, Mike.
Oh, these two teams are very familiar with each other. This will be probably the first of most likely 3 meetings that they're going to have this year. One here, one at Dowling, and one down at Casey's Arena.
Not yet, not till June. It's Wells Fargo Arena.
Oh, okay. I was thinking January 1st. Okay.
It's July 1st they changed the name. But, yeah, you're on the right track.
And and they played each other, obviously 3 times a year for the last few years. Plus, they scrimmage each in tournament and scrimmages against each other.
And
so
both teams will be here this Saturday for the Johnston Holiday Tournament going on. Dowling will face a team out of Minnesota here at the tournament, Hopkins, Minnesota, while the Johnston Dragons will take on 8th-ranked Davenport North. Pair of Division I elite players on that team. And I told Coach Illick, I said, well, nothing like scheduling a team that's got 2 Division I players on it. He says, yeah, we need to practice. We need to play people because we want to get ready. If we get a loss, we get a loss. We're going to go, and that's what it's all about, getting better. And you go undefeated, great, but if you get better through a loss, more power to it.
Well, I think it's important for them to play good competition. You want to test yourself. You can't work on things or sometimes even get the attention of some of your team unless they have some adversity they have to deal with. And when you play really good teams, they're going to do things that you normally don't see, especially, if Johnston's playing, the team from the east side of the state, they play maybe a little different style, a little different tempo maybe, and with Dowling playing a team from Minnesota, they're obviously not going to have seen any of those kids before. So it'll be a good experience for both teams to help them prepare for the future.
Absolutely. Again, you're listening to the pregame show tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Dowling and Johnston, the girls' game. The top two teams in Class 5A will tip off here, and we're right on time. So in the next 8.5 minutes or so, we'll have starting lineups. And Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert with you. Roman Wilkin is our studio producer tonight. We want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. We appreciate having them on board all year round, including Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, and Bozen the Florist. Mike, let's take a look at some of the other games going on in the we'll start with the CIML. 6th-ranked Ankeny is at number 14, Southeast Polk. These are girls' rankings, by the way, but these are girl-boy doubleheaders, all tipping off here in the next 5-10 minutes or so. 15th-ranked Valley is at Urbandale, and 3rd-ranked Waukee Northwest travels across town to 10th-ranked Waukee. You didn't say that when you were coaching back in the day with the two Waukee schools, but that'll be a big matchup in Waukee.
No, it's just like the Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial.
That's right.
You were one and done there. We had that problem when we played Centennial. We kept calling them Ankeny or Centennial.
Right.
But those are good rivalries that will be developed. Friendly rivalries, I hope. And nobody's going to be planting flags or anything tonight.
No, I doubt that. Now, Ankeny Centennial has the bye. The Centennial boys last night got their first win. Congratulations to Bob Fontana. Ankeny Centennial went over to Iowa City and defeated the newest Iowa City school, Liberty, by the score of 64-59 in the boys-only contest. And then the Ankeny Centennial girls and Scott DeYoung have the night off. They may be making their way around, seeing some games in person with Coach DeYoung and his staff. In the Iowa Lions Conference, Roosevelt's at North, Lincoln at East, and Hoover's at Ottumwa, Waterloo East at Ames, and Mason City at Fort Dodge. Marshalltown has the bye, and then Little Hawkeye Conference, which has mostly 4A schools. Lewis Central at 4th-ranked Norwalk, Newton at 8th-ranked Dallas Center Grimes. Again, these are girls' rankings. Gilbert at Pella. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders. So those are just some of the games going on. Indianola and Pella Christian out of that conference have the night off.
Yeah, and last night, a couple Central Iowa Metro League teams played. We had Southeast Polk defeated Marshalltown 54-11 in girls, and Valley beat Cedar Rapids Washington in a makeup game they were going to play. I think you told me that when Valley was playing in the football championship game.
They were supposed to.
And Valley bounced back from the game against Dowling and won 74-53 over Cedar Rapids Washington, who I believe started the season ranked in the top 15, if I remember right.
They did, and they are no longer.
Right, they dropped
out. Yeah. So, but that's a big win because I think Valley snapped a 3-game, maybe 4-game losing streak because they were 1-4 after Friday night's loss to Dowling.
And from when I know when you talked with the coach, he was concerned because they had a lot of games and no practice, and it makes it especially tough if you've got a young team like they had, and you lost 4 in a row. It's nice to get a win, kind of get you back mentally on track to what you want to do.
Absolutely. We're going to take a 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio pregame show here at Johnston High School. Dowling and Johnston, the girls game coming up in Class 5A in the Central Iowa Metro League. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll take a 1-minute break and return with some starting lineups and some keys to the game from Coach Burkert after this message from the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
And welcome back to Johnston High School as we get set for Central Iowa Metro League doubleheader tonight, Dowling and Johnston. Reminder, Friday night we'll be back at the Dowling Gym as the Maroons will host Waukee in a girls and boys basketball doubleheader. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. Pregame show continues. We got about 5 minutes until introductions. And Coach Burkert, I know you look at the tail of the tape. What are some of the things that are going to stick out? As a coach, you've been in that locker room. You've been part of the game planning. Well, what's the coaching staff's looking at? The strengths for Dowling, the strengths for Johnston, and then we have the parents for the starting point guard for Dowling. And when you're up here on this runway at Johnston, you're going to get a lot of taps on the shoulder, and you have no idea who they are. So just FYI, Mike. But back to business.
I was going to say that happened in Valley too, and somebody kept kicking and smacked in the back, and by the time I could get turned around, they were gone.
And it happened at Northwest too. We were up on the track.
Yeah.
But what are some of the tangibles as you see this game, Mike, before the teams come out and tip it off?
I think both teams have a few more turnovers than they would like to have this season. And I think it's going to be key in a matchup like this that they limit their turnovers. And I think we've talked before about there's kind of two different kind of turnovers. It's the kind that you travel and it's a kind of a dead ball turnover versus a steal or a bad pass that can turn into a transition. And both teams like to get out and transition the basketball. So it's going to be key that they limit the active turnovers. They're going to have some. That's going to happen. They need to limit those active ones that turn into a transition. Rebounding is going to be key. It's going to be it's going to be a possession type game because of the defenses. So you're going to have to make sure that you rebound defensively and keep the other team from getting just one possession at a time. And then for Dowling, they're going to have to make sure in reviewing information, scouting reports and films and talking to people, is that Johnston really likes to get out and run on defensive rebounding. So you're going to have to make sure that you slow that down. You're going to have to transition back on defense and pick up people right away. And they're going to have to identify, because there is a difference. Johnston has kids that just strictly are three-point shooters. They have kids that strictly drive the basketball. They've got a few that do both, but you've got to identify which ones that you really need to keep from the basket and which ones that are going to float around the three-point line.
Well, for both teams, you look at the scoring, Johnston comes in averaging just under 66 points a contest, Dowling averaging just under 63 points a contest. That's on the offensive side. The defensive side, a little different. The defending champs, Johnston Dragons, give up just 37 points on defense. And I like using a barometer. That's Scott DeYoung and Ankeny Centennial. They don't let you score, or it's going to be a rock fight. Well, Johnston's giving up 37 points. Dowling gives up 50 points per game. So that might be one of the things you look at there is kind of, as you alluded to, turnovers and rebounding have a lot to do with it. Johnston, when they don't have to run a set offense, their transition game is their offense, and that's a thing that's got to be a concern for Dowling.
Yeah, one of the things, if you look at the statistics, Mark, is that Johnston averages like about 12 steals a game. And if they can do that, obviously there's, you play different kind of competition and who you're playing. But if you've got the quick hands and you can do that, that really disrupts an offense a lot. And it's also going to be critical fouls. It's going to be, Dowling cannot get in foul trouble. I think that, they've had, like you mentioned, they've had some people not feeling well with illness. And they've usually been playing about 6, maybe 7 people. And it's imperative for the Ellie Moeller not to get in foul trouble because she's really their only big person inside.
Right, and of course, Amani Jenkins, who we'll talk about a little bit more, 6'1" senior. She's headed to Virginia Tech. She originally, a year ago, committed to Marquette and then reneged on that, and now is going to Virginia Tech. So she can play at the next level, and that'll be an interesting matchup with Amani and Ellie Moeller. The Maroons might have a little bit of advantage lengthwise, but Johnston has the advantage with their quickness and their transition. They want to push. So we could see a track meet. It'll be interesting to see what kind of takes over a certain part of the game as we're getting to our introductions here. Jeff Lorenz, the PA announcer here at Johnston. We'll do the same before tonight's game. The starting line is for the Dowling girls. They come in with the record of 5-1. The Maroons' only loss was outside the state of Iowa. That was up to up in Minnesota to Providence Academy, 71-69 back around Thanksgiving. The Maroons will start at one guard and captain Ava Zedeker, 5'10", senior, averaging 13 points. She'll wear number 13. The other guard, another captain, Layla Tritton, 5'9", senior, averaging just under 12 points. Leads the team with 3.5 assists. She'll wear number 15. And the third guard is Katie Muller, 5'11", sophomore, averaging 10.5 points, 6.5 rebounds. Muller will wear number 11. At one forward for Dowling and captain Ellie Olson, 5'10", senior, averaging 4.5 points and 6.5 rebounds. One of the leaders in the team leaders in rebounding. She'll wear number 5. And at center, Ellie Muller, a 6'2" junior, leading scorer and rebounder on the team, averaging 19.5 points and 9.5 rebounds, and leads the team with 27 blocks and 3-point made baskets with 13. So Ellie will wear number 23. So once again, it'll be Zedeker, Tritton, and Muller, the three guards. That'll be Katie Muller, Ellie Olson, and Ellie Muller in the paint. Macy Harnden, Maddie Rice, and Kaylee Klein will come off the bench for Dowling. The Maroons are coached by head coach Kristen Meyer, assisted by Joel Danner and Audrey Faber. And now for the Johnston Dragons. They come in with a record of 5-0. They are defending state champs. They've won 31 games in a row. The Dragons have won 45 straight home games, as we have a moment of silence going on here before our national anthem. And we'll take a 2-minute break and come back with the start of tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The word Christian was first used by non-believers who intended to mock Christians. It meant a little Christ. The Christians in turn adopted the term as a badge of honor. To be a Christian means that we are called to be little Christs. For like Jesus, we are called to announce the good news, heal the sick, bring relief to the suffering, and justice to the oppressed. And yet we must recall that Jesus also said his followers must take up their cross and follow me. In other words, every Christian will at some point face suffering and opposition. Through suffering, we are brought to our knees and drawn closer to God. We can also offer up our suffering as a sacrifice on behalf of others. And yet there is a still deeper understanding of suffering. For it was through the worst evil the world has ever seen, in the crucifixion of the Son of God, that God brought about the greatest good, the redemption of mankind. In some mysterious way, then, God uses the suffering of his people to bring about a greater good and so give him greater glory. We may not fully understand suffering in this life, but we can trust in God's goodness and say with Job, the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And welcome back to the Johnston High School Gym here in Johnston, Iowa, northwest suburb of Des Moines. Mark Amadale, Mike Burker about set for tip-off. Starting lineups being introduced, lights turned down, spotlight on center court. Mike, these extravagant introductions that are done, I think that all started with the Michael Jordan era with the spotlight, Mike.
I couldn't do that at Dowling in the back day. You turn the lights off, it'd take you an hour for them to come back on.
The vapor lights, that's right. You got to cool them down to turn them on again.
Yeah, I remember times where somebody would hit the lights by accident and the lights would go out and
we'd have a delay to get them back.
Exactly.
Right. We mentioned Dowling's lineup earlier. The Maroons come in with a record of 5-1. Let's look at the Johnston lineup. They're the home team wearing their home white uniforms, purple trim and numbers. Dowling in their maroon uniforms, road uniforms with white numbers and trim. And Dragons will start at point guard Jenica Lewis, a 5'10 junior averaging 16.5 points. She is their leading scorer and has made 12 threes on the year to lead the team, and she'll wear number 10. The other guard is Hari Phillips, a 5'8 sophomore averaging 10.5 points, and she'll wear number 14. And the third guard is Jalea Knitz, 5'6" junior, averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds. Knitz will wear number 23. And at one forward, we believe will be Dea. I'm looking here. Nope, they're not. They're going to go with number 22, as he said, Kelly Kolb, 5'10" freshman, starting in place of Dea Phillips, who has injured her ankle, and they're giving her a little bit more time. I think she's going to play tonight, though. But Kelly Kolb, 5'10" freshman, gets a start, averaging 7 points, just under 6 rebounds for Kolb. And she'll wear number 22. And at center, Amani Jenkins, 6'1" senior, averaging 12.5 points, leads the team, averaging 9.5 rebounds, and she'll wear number 42. So again, it'll be Ari Phillips, Kelly Kolb, Jenica Lewis, the 3 guards, with Amani Jenkins and Jalea Knitz. And tonight is Strikeout Cancer, and Dowling team and the Johnston team recognizing Amani Jenkins' little sister, who is battling cancer, and had a nice piece in one of the local media about the last week talking about that. So Dowling has their warm-ups are, say, Jenkins, Team Jenkins, and that's a tremendous tribute to that.
That is. That's cooperative spirit that all the teams have, the coaches and the players. I'm sure a lot of these players play with each other in summer league teams, so it's nice to see that.
Certainly is, and the tip is up and won by Johnston. The Dragons go right to left. Dowling jumps back to man-to-man defense as we're underway here at the Johnston Gym. Ari Phillips, Jenica Lewis, Jalea Knitz, the 3 guards for Johnston, with Kelly Kolb, number 22, getting the start in the paint. There's a long 3, no good by Knitz from the left wing. Rebound Dowling, and now Zedeker the other way. Lead pass in the lane. It's stolen away by Ari Phillips. She goes down court, and the pass, or the shot, is blocked, but a foul called. And we got free throws coming for Johnston. Ava Zedeker will pick up her first foul on the play. So Ava threw the ball away, caused the turnover, and she got back on defense, thought she got the block and didn't, and the free throw's coming. And the first one is no good by Ari Phillips.
Referee's explaining to Coach Marr what actually happened. I'm not sure she's buying what he's selling, but she's sitting down now.
That's Mr. Lou Jasinic. Both free throws no good, so no score. Dowling with the rebound. 7:30 remaining, first quarter. Dowling going left to right in front of us as we are situated up here in the track behind the scorers table at the Johnston Gym. Our officials, including Lou Jasinic, are Chris Lynch and William Dotson. 20 on the shot clock. Here's Zedeker with it. Dribbles in the lane, spins, puts up a shot to left hand, no good. Offensive rebound, Ellie Olson. Now here's Tritton on the baseline. Back to Olson. They swing it out to Muller, top of the key, and that's Ellie with it to Tritton. Tritton in the lane, 5 on the shot clock, bounce pass underneath. Dowling's got to get a shot off, 2 on the shot clock, and the Maroons are going to have a shot clock violation. Good defense by the Dragons, and I saw in scouting reports is be prepared to have long offensive possessions, and there was one of them, Mike.
Yeah, Johnston played really good defense, although there was maybe a questionable non-call on a play that Zedeker got about run over, but she maintained possession of the ball.
All right, Dragons with it. They're in the front court. With it is Jenica Lewis. Long 3, up, good. Jenica Lewis, that is her 13th 3 of the year that leads the team, and the Dragons out to a 3-0 lead early in the battle of two of the top teams in Class 5A. Dowling at number 2, Johnston at number 1, and the two teams met in the state championship game. Johnston won that one 48-36 to cap off last year's undefeated record at 26-0. Now here is a 3-pointer in the corner. It's no good by Tritton, and the rebound, or rather Katie Muller, rebound out to Johnston. Dragons now running, get the ball in the front court. Here's Kelly Kolb. Kolb now gets to Amani Jenkins in the lane, up and good right around Ellie Olson. So Amani Jenkins with her first 2 points, and it's 5-0 Johnston.
Well, Lewis's first shot was true to the scouting report we looked at. She shot a 3-pointer about 3 steps behind the line.
Now Tritton, a pull-up jumper, up and good right over Jalea Knitz. So the Maroons break the ice. Tritton with her first 2 points. The other way we go. Knitz with it in the front court. Dowling stays man-to-man. Now a long 3 coming off the back iron, no good by Amani Jenkins. Offensive rebound, put back up and in by Kelly Kolb, the freshman. Offensive rebound and putback for Johnston. Dowling in the other way, trailing 7-2. Now a long three up, no good by the Maroons. Ellie Muller. Now offensive rebound, putback up and good. Zediker with the offensive glass and putback. Just trading baskets here, Mike. 7-4 Johnston. Dragons in the front court. Here's Lewis. Long three, top of the key, no good. Rebound Dowling and Muller. Ellie out jumps everybody. Outlet pass to Zediker. She dribble drives in the lane and draws the foul on the pass over to Katie Muller. Call will pick up the foul. That'll be her first, and the team foul number 1 on Johnston here, Mike.
Yeah, it was a nice drive to the basket to pick up that foul. So
Zediker with the basketball as the Maroons inbound the ball. Left to right. Now a step back at the free throw line. Finally gets the pass off. 20 on the shot clock. 7-4 Dragons. And here's Zediker for 3 off the mark. No good. Rebound Jenkins and Johnston. Lewis in the front court. Over to Ari Phillips. Pull-up jumper up. No good. Drew the foul. That'll be on Ellie Olsen. That'll be her first. So second team foul on Dowling here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was the situation like we talked about before. Johnston got the rebound, defensive rebound, brought it right up the sideline. They took a quick shot, and Olsen got called as she kind of slapped her on the way by.
And the first free throw up and good by Ari Phillips. Phillips 0 for 2 at the line tonight. Now 1 for 3. Second one coming, it's good. So Phillips gets her first 2 points. Ari and Dea Phillips, both sophomores, both twins. Another set of twins in this Johnston team, the Pullman sisters. And their mom, the head coach for the Drake women. Now Dowling with the ball, dribble drive in the lane by Tritton, and she threw it away. She thought either one of the Muller sisters would be there and replace that area, and not. So it's 9-4 Johnston, 4:07 left to go, first quarter.
Yeah, it's a third turnover on Dowling. Johnston has yet to turn it over. And that's been sort of the difference here, 5-point difference right now.
All right, Dragons run a little dribble weave. Here's Amani Jenkins. They pass the ball left wing. Phillips with it. Ari for 3, up, no good. Ball's battle around, and Zediker comes away with it for Dowling Catholic. Now Zediker leading the break. Spins in the lane, kicks it out, and tries to get it over to Olsen, and it's stolen away by Johnston. Here's Amani Jenkins with it. The other way we go. Jenkins gets the ball inside the Kolb, and a jump ball called. Good hustle by Dowling. Tritton got back on that one and tied up the ball. Jump ball will favor Dowling as Katie Muller will sit down. First substitution of the game by Dowling, and we will see Macy Harnden, the 5'3" senior, averaging just under 3 points, 2.5 rebounds in the lineup for the Maroons, number 33.
Yeah, Dowling's bringing it slowly up. They're going to set the offense up here.
All right, here's Olsen with it for Dowling. Over to Zediker. 9-4 Johnston. Dowling with the ball. Zediker fakes the 3. Gives it to Olsen at the free throw line. Back to Zediker. Coming off a ball screen. Zediker pull-up jumper, right elbow. Oh, too long, no good. And a rebound out to Lewis and the Dragons. Now to Ari Phillips. She's double teamed in the backcourt. Gets rid of it to Jenkins. Johnston comes in undefeated, as we mentioned, at 5-0. Dowling 5-1 in Class 5A. The Maroons' only loss was up in Minnesota to Providence in a tournament. Now the ball slapped out of bounds off of Dowling. It'll be Dragon basketball with 15 on the shot clock here as we're under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter here, Mike Burkert.
Yep, that was one of those situations that Johnston missed the shot, but they got the offensive rebounder and get at least a second opportunity here to score.
Kelly Cobb back into the Johnston lineup as the Dragons start their rotation. Dea Phillips did check in on that injured ankle. Didn't get the start. Dea, 5'8" sophomore, playing with her twin, Ari. And here's a long 3 by Jenkins, no good. And the rebound out to Dowling. Here's Zediker, pass inside to Muller, and Ellie couldn't hold on to it. And the ball turned over in the backcourt. Dowling pressures the ball in the backcourt. And the Dragons get across the timeline. Here's Dea Phillips with it. Now a long 3 up and no good by Knitz for the Dragons. Rebound Dowling. Here's Zediker. scrambling down court down the near sideline. Maroons will now set their offense with 2:10 to go in the first quarter. 9-4 is our score. It's been that way for a few minutes. Muller in the lane. Her shot up and good right around Amani Jenkins. Ellie Muller.
It's a nice move. She just took it right at her that time and put it off the backboard and got it.
The ball nearly stolen away. Jenkins kicks it out. Now a long three coming. It's no good by Kelly Cobb. And rebound Dowling and Ellie Muller. So Maroons now trailing by 3 after trailing by as many as 5 here in this first quarter. Here is Zediker with it, right elbow. In the corner it goes, right side to Katie Muller. Johnston stays man-to-man. Katie Muller dribbles baseline, cut off, back to Zediker. A little two-person game. Now they kick it out and spin it over, swing it over to the left side. Here's Harnden with it. Long three coming by Ellie Muller. No good from beyond the three-point arc. Rebound Johnston with 1:10 to play here in the quarter. Lob pass inside to Kolb. Her turnaround shot in the lane, partially blocked by Olsen, but the rebound put back up and good by Amani Jenkins. Jenkins for 4 points. It's 11-6. Johnston over Dowling. Minute to play here in the first quarter. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert here up on the track. As the fans sit below us. And near steal by Johnston. Kelly Cobb getting that, a freshman getting the start, playing very well. Now here's Tritton down the lane. Her shot up and no good. And a rebound out to Jenkins and Johnston. Dragons about a second difference in the shot clock.
Let's see if they can wait. Nope, they can't.
Lewis for 3, top of the key. It's no good. Ball slapped around and retrieved by the Dragons and Dea Phillips. There's Knitz with it. Dribbles against Olsen. Her shot up and blocked, but a foul on Olsen, and that'll be Ellie's second. And a third team foul on Dowling with 15 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Kind of thing we talked about before. That's the 4th offensive rebound in the first quarter for Johnston. And we'll see if they can, so far in the first 3, they've turned them into points.
Dea Phillips at the line, or check that Julia Knitz at the line. Her first free throw is good. That's her first point of the night. Tonight's game in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Second free throw, no good by Knitz. Rebound Dowling. Maroons will try to play for the last shot, trailing 12-6 to Johnston. And swing the ball around. Harnden within left wing. They get it to Zediker, who is guarded by Kolb. The freshman guarding Zediker. A shot in the lane, no good. Actually, it was blocked by Paige Andernacht. And the quarter ends with the score. Johnston 12, Dowling Catholic 6. And alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll return with the second quarter after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
All right, we're back here at the Johnston High School gym. Our thanks to the fine folks at Johnston for getting us set up tonight. Athletic Director Heather Semmelmacher, Melissa Cross, Tamara Nelson, and, of course, Randy Sparks, their internet guru who runs their live stream here at the Johnston gym. Underway in the second quarter. It's 12-6, Johnston with the lead. Number 1, Johnston 12. Number 2, Dowling 6. And now a long three. It's no good to start the second quarter by the Dragons. And Jenica Lewis. Down court comes Tritton. Layla lays it in for the Maroons. And Dowling now has cut the lead to 4. with an and one coming to Layla Tritton. Jenica Lewis picks up the foul. That'll be her first here, Mike.
Yeah, that was a nice transition. Again, Dowling got the defensive rebound, got the ball down the floor, and got a nice easy layup and a foul.
And Tritton's free throw is good. She now has 5 points tonight. And it's 12-9. Johnston by 3. Dragons have led by as many as 6 in this contest. Dragons going right to left towards the south basket here at the Johnston gym. With it is Amani Jenkins. Spins against Muller. Her shot in and out, no good. Ellie with the rebound. And the other way we go. Dowling with the ball in the front court. And here's Tritton picking up her dribble. Both teams have stayed man-to-man. We haven't seen any zone in this contest. Probably won't. And the pass goes left side to Layla Tritton. Back to Zediker, top of the key. Zediker guarded by Ari Phillips. Here's Katie Muller in the lane, guarded by Kelly Kolb. Puts up a shot, it's no good. Fight for the rebound. Jenkins comes away with it. And they get the outlet pass to Ari Phillips. Phillips in the lane, her shot up, and it's blocked by Muller. And that'd be Katie Muller with the block. Rebound Dowling. Empty possession for Johnston. Now a corner three, up, no good by Katie Muller. Out of bounds to Johnston.
Difference, I think, in the first quarter were the turnovers, Mark, and the offensive rebounding.
Go ahead with those numbers, Mike.
Dowling had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. Johnston just had 1. The rebounds were about the same, 10-9, but the difference was 4 offensive rebounds that Johnston got, and they turned each of those 4 offensive rebounds into points on the second chance.
All right, here is Johnston with the ball, and they lose it. They get the ball inside the post to Kelly Cobbin. Coming away with it is Macy Harnden on the turnover. Now here's Zediker, top of the key. Going around Ari Phillips. Her shot up, no good. Drew the foul. She'll get 2 free throws. Phillips will pick up the foul. That'll be her first.
That time, Dowling cleared out the side and let Zediker take it right down the middle, and she got fouled.
First free throw by Zediker, good. Ava with 3 points tonight. Dowlings did not shoot a free throw in that first quarter. Johnston went 3 out of 6. The second free throw good by Zediker. Dowling 3 for 3 at the free throw line, but all in the second quarter. It's a 1-point Johnston lead, 12-11 with 5:40 remaining. Second quarter. Dragons with it. Knins with it. Dumps it inside to Jenkins. Back to Knins. 3-pointer up, no good. Offensive rebound, Johnston and Jenkins. Here's Lewis with it, guarded by Harnden. Inside she goes, puts a shot off the glass, good. Strong move by Jenica Lewis. That might have been a mismatch with Harnden Gardner.
Yeah, again, that was another situation. Offensive rebound, and they scored off of it, so it's been 10 on the offensive rebounds.
And Tritton's transition shoots and scores. Layla with her 6th point in the second quarter. She has 8 in the ball game. And traveling on Johnston, and it's tied at 14, so the Maroons got the game tied, and it hasn't been that way since.
I didn't catch that. 0-0, probably.
Yeah, since 0-0, that's right.
Was that a 3 that she just hit?
She hit a 3. Tritton hit a 3.
The bar was in my way.
Yeah, we got to deal with that up here. We don't get the risers like the video guys do. All right, Dowling with the ball. Chance to take their first lead of the night. Here is Zediker coming off a ball screen by Ellie Muller on the right side by the elbow. Now they kick it out to Harnden, and they work the left side. Here's Tritton with it. A lot of set offenses here and a lot of shot clock. 5 of the shot clock. Here is Zediker, shot up and good, and coming over to help with Jenkins, and Zediker went right around her.
Dowling takes their first lead now at 16-14.
With 4:25 to go here in the first half, and now underneath. Jenkins shot with the left hand, no good, as Rins kind of threw off her spacing. Underneath is Muller, and the ball is tipped out of bounds as Katie tried to take it all the way to the hole, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball with 4:15 to go in the second quarter.
Been a little surprised at the shooting by Johnston. They've taken 20 shots so far, and half of them have been 3-pointers, and that's a little unusual for them.
Dragons come in, have made 47 made threes on the season. Dowling 27, so they do put up quite a few. Rins with the ball and a 2-point lead. Now here's Zedeker, right elbow. Guarded by Ari Phillips. Gets in the lane. Nearly had the ball tied up, and we've got a whistle and a reach-in foul on the Dragons. Ari Phillips will pick up her second foul. And Zedeker almost got no man's land because when she picked up her dribble, all the hands come in and they're grabbing for that basketball.
What's that, like bees to honey?
Oh, yeah. Katie Muller will check out of the Dowling lineup, and Macy Harnden back in. So it'll be Harnden, Zedeker, and for the Maroons, along with Ellie Muller. Now Zedeker launched the three, top of the key, off the back iron, no good. And the rebound out to Jenica Lewis and Johnston. So Harnden, Trenton, Zedeker, the three guards. And now underneath, a shot up and no good. Kaylee Klein is checked in as a post for the Maroons, and a whistle and a foul. Kaylee Klein, who just checked in, a 5'11" sophomore for the Maroons, picked up the foul, and that'll be the first foul of the second quarter on the Maroons. And Jenica Lewis at the free throw line has 3 points tonight. First free throw is good. Tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, Bozen the Florist, and Construction Professional. Second free throw good. Lewis with 5 points for Johnston, and it's tied at 16. Dowling and Johnston, number 1, number 2 in Class 5A here in the Central Iowa Metro League. 3:20 to go. Trenton in the lane. She has her shot blocked, and she came down with the ball in her hand and stepped on the baseline. So great defensive effort that time by Amani Jenkins with help defense there.
Yeah, that was a nice help defense. She was all over her when she took her right to the basket.
Dragons now a chance to retake the lead. Ari Phillips dribbles in the front court. Dragons will run their ball screen action with a little bit of weave thrown in, a lot of cutters. Top of the key it goes to Lewis, won't shoot the basket. Now Ari Phillips crossover dribble and draws the foul before she can get the shot off.
That foul is on Macy.
Harnden will pick up the foul. That'll be Macy's first for Dowling, and the second team foul on the Maroons. Harnden will check out. Trenton will check back in. Or check that. Katie Muller will check in. Now Jenkins with it as Dragons inbound underneath their own basket. They go right to left. Here at the South Basket at Johnson High School. Glad you could join us. Tuesday night, girls and boys basketball. Now Knitz for three, left wing. It's no good. Long rebound out to Trenton. And we're tied at 16 with 2:35 to go in the half. Very well played game. Both teams taking a lot of time off the shot clock. In the lane, Zedeker, a pull-up jumper good. Ava with her 8th point.
It's a nice move. She took it in the lane that time. They didn't help out. And the girls, she made a nice step back move and got the shot.
She was almost too surprised.
Yeah, I think she was. How open she was.
She was looking for that help defense when she got below the midline in the lane, and nobody was there. Now a long three, banked off the glass, good by Ari Phillips. And believe it or not, that's her first three of the year.
I'm not sure she called it, though, so it doesn't count.
Banks aren't open, except drive-thrus this time of night, Mike.
That's right.
Gives Johnston a 1-point lead. 19-18, minute 50 to play in the half. Katie Muller with it. Gets to her sister, Ellie, top of the key. Over to Klein. As they keep Zedeker, now we've got a whistle and a foul on Johnston. Somebody fighting through a screen, says Chris Lynch, one of our officials tonight. That'll be on Lewis. Jenica Lewis with her second foul. 4th team foul on Johnston with a minute 38 to go. Some Maroons will be in the double bonus in the next Johnston foul here before the half.
That's a big foul on her because she's a vital part to their team.
Absolutely. I'm impressed with Ari Phillips. She has run the point a little bit. And they overplay Jenkins. Now Dowling inbounds the ball. Long three by Katie Muller, up and good. That's her first three of the night. Oh, Trenton, I'm sorry. Layla Trenton. Thank you, Mike. That's her second three of the night. And now Ari Phillips in the lane as Olsen was shaken up. Phillips with her second field goal and 7th point. So it's 21 all. Dowling and Johnston About a minute to play, and Dragons guilty of the foul.
That foul is on Ari Lewis, her third.
And that'll be her third. So Phillips picks up foul number 3. Lewis with foul number 2, and that's both their point guards, Mike, if you will, that handle the ball a lot. And we're going to have a timeout, I believe. Or not.
Coach is discussing that foul. Johnston coach.
Yep, 2 free throws. That's the, it wasn't a non-shooting foul, but it's the 5th team foul on Johnston. Zedeker will shoot. Free throw good. Zedeker with 9 points here in the first half.
A little confusion out there as the substitution.
Well, they got Ari Phillips out of the game. She has 3 fouls. That was the first thing Coach wanted to do, and the second one's good.
And Lewis thought she was coming out.
Yeah, she's got 2. I wouldn't blame him. 23-21, Dowling by 2. 55 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, almost to halftime. We'll be joined by Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys basketball coach, preview the boys games. Now in the lane, a shot no good. Amani Jenkins, a nice spin move in the lane. Right as she got into the right block, she spun into the lane and drew the foul. And Coach Meyer pleading her case to Lou Jasinic. It's theater to watch these coaches go at it. Jenkins. First free throw good. Amani headed to Virginia Tech to play basketball at the next level. She flipped from Marquette a year ago. She was at Marquette.
I think the coach at Marquette went to Virginia Tech.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
And she's following him, so him or her.
Not sure which. The coach.
The coach. And the second free throw, no good. Zedeker with the rebound, and the Maroons 42 seconds to play, so Dowling will have to get a shot off. They will not able to hold for the final shot. Now Tritton dribbles in the lane, gets it out to Harnden. AC to Katie Moeller. Moeller with it, down the lane, right side, spins, has the ball stripped out of her hands by Knitz with help defense. Maroons get it back. Now over to Ellie Moeller for 3. It's blocked, and the rebound out to Johnston. Dea Phillips with the rebound, then she gets it down court, and the layup is no good. Katie Moeller with the rebound, but taken away from her, and a shot put up and no good by the Dragons. Back and forth basketball, and now 1 second to play, and we're going to go to halftime with Dowling Catholic leading Johnston 23-22. Were you keeping track of all that? Turnovers, possession, a shot? Gee, Mike.
I tried. It's that OER training I had with Bob and Sharon and John Wilkinson that you got to write fast and look quick.
That's right. Well, the Maroons outscored Johnston 17-10 in that second quarter, and Dowling has its first lead of the contest as Maroons lead at 23-22. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale, and we're going to take a 1-minute break. Roman Wilkin, our studio producer, will take a 1-minute break and come back with our halftime guest. Head coach Justin Einertson of the Dowling boys basketball team will join us here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from the Catholic Tuition Organization. Reduce or eliminate your Iowa income tax and instead give to the Catholic Tuition Organization and receive 75% Iowa tax credits. These tax credits are going fast, so reserve yours today and learn more about the Catholic Tuition Organization at ctoiowa.org. ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Catholic Tuition Organization, a great investment in our kids.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to the Johnston High School gym. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert here at halftime. Dowling girls leading Johnston 23-22 in a Class 5A battle of top two teams in the state. Matter of fact, they battled for the state championship last year in Class 5A, and Dowling with a 1-point lead at halftime. Joined now by Dowling boys head basketball coach Justin Einerson. Coach, thanks for joining us. What an exciting weekend you just came off of. Friday night, a win at Valley, and a game we had on Iowa Catholic Radio. Then Saturday, you have a little matinee over at the Roosevelt Gym, a gym you were going to like once a year for 7 or 8 years over at Des Moines Lincoln, and came away with a win over there. Congratulations.
Yeah, always nice to beat Roosevelt. They're tough, and they were fresh. We were coming off of a very emotional win, so we knew Saturday was going to be a rock fight, and our guys performed. Just in the execution down the stretch was what did it, so that was nice to see.
When you come off of a back-to-back weekend, you really can't relish too much in your win or loss. That can be good and bad, or you have a lot of practice time other than a shoot-around on Saturday morning as we're all navigating through ice storms. So that might have made it challenging.
Yeah, no shoot-around actually because of that.
I thought so. So, a nice job there. But this young group, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this boys team. Hey, where do these guys come from? I don't know. I think Coach Anderson just kind of put everything together over the summer, and here they are. And now they're battling for first place tonight here in the conference.
Just have a group with the right mentality. They're always willing to take on whatever we throw at them. And, the schedule's tough in the CIML, so you would hope that this can continue. I mean, I don't see why it can't, because they always challenge each other and themselves. So it's a fun group to coach, extremely fun, because that they're always going to rise to the challenge.
Well, you play a lot of kids, Coach, and I'm impressed with, we knew Lucas Paoli and Maddox Capola. They were your two veterans, and they weren't always healthy in the previous years on the varsity roster. But Maddox started playing a lot last year when he got healthy. But then the unknowns, the Charlie Crane, the 6'9.5" center, Noah Martins, who's become pretty good playmaker, and Nathan Jenkins, young man who transferred from Johnston over the summer. Those are three of your starters, but the depth, this Gio Keelis, just a smooth player. He looks effortless out there, and I know he's playing hard, but he just looks so smooth. So you have guys like that, and these are the unknowns that we're all finding out about.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just so hungry to be really good. A lot of them will leave practice, go eat dinner, and then go to one of their gyms, and they all work with various people from around the area. With us, it's kind of the minimum. What they do with us is sort of the minimum. They go out and they get that extra work in, and Gio's dad works with them all the time, and Noah is going to Coach Beecham with Nate and Charlie. I think that's actually over here on this side of town. So these guys are just grinders. They work very hard, and they take basketball seriously all year long.
We're visiting with Justin Einerson, the Dowling boys basketball coach. The Maroons will take on Johnston in the boys game. The second part of our doubleheader here at halftime. It's Dowling 23, Johnston 22 in the girls contest. Mike Burkert, give him a good zinger for a question. Let's be the media.
I don't know if it's going to be a zinger.
Or something close to it.
First of all, congratulations on your 2 wins since I saw you last. That's great, especially beating Valley. I'll go with that. You've gone through now, 4 games. You're 4-0. What areas do you look at that you feel you still need to improve on as you go through? You've got Johnson tonight. You probably have maybe one more game before Christmas break.
Right, yeah, Waukee Friday.
Okay, yeah. Waukee Friday, and then you've got some time off. Mm-hmm. What are the things that you really...
That's easy. Transition defense. Okay. I think that's been our biggest weakness. It doesn't shock me a ton, because you talk about these guys, they don't have a lot of experience at our level. They do have a lot of summer and AAU experience at a pretty high level, and that's one of the things that you usually have to fix when kids are coming over from summer basketball, where there's a lot of one-on-one play. It's not necessarily as end-to-end as our level is. So transition defense, I actually think there's a lot of flaws offensively right now that we haven't shored up, and we got a couple of guys that are going to be key offensive contributors for us that aren't really giving us a ton right now. So really those 2 things are going to be big over the break. And I tell you, one thing I'm really excited about is our endurance level has been very, very high. And that goes all the way back to summer when we were doing the extra workouts with football, strength, agility, and basketball. I feel like our overall endurance level is very good. So, once we get through this stretch, hopefully we can maximize that and maybe even find a way to play a couple more guys. That would be nice.
Now, given that you're going to have, 3 weeks off of Christmas, somewhere around there?
It's actually, I think it's 2. We have 1 week where we're not practicing at all. I'm going to go back up to Wisconsin. And then with the family. And then I think we're 1 week away from the Catholic Classic then, so I think it's 2 weeks off.
Okay. So how do you transit? You said you're in kind of great shape right now.
Yeah.
So you're going to still be in great shape for another 10 days maybe?
I hope. Yeah, I would expect us to really push them when they get back. I think that's going to be part of our game plan is, really push them, try to get them to the level that we were at, and then see if we can push it a little bit beyond where we are right now. So.
Now, do you have any injuries right now that maybe that time frame will help you?
A couple of bumps and bruises, but we're to the point where we don't really hear about it unless it's catastrophic, and it's just been minor stuff. I think we got some backs and some joints and some knees, but that's pretty standard for this time of year.
So that's just not the coaching staff you're talking about. That's
well, yeah. You're talking about the players? I thought you were just talking about us old men. Yeah, we're all struggling.
Once again, visiting with Justin Einertson before tonight's game. Dowling and Johnston, the boys' game to follow the girls' game, currently at halftime of the girls' contest. 23-22, Dowling girls leading, and you're taking on another CIML Metro Conference foe of yours, and that's Courtney Henderson. We talked about Courtney, and longtime coach. He's been at several schools. He was Hoover 14 years, West Waterloo for 3, and 19 years. He's got quite a resume.
Record's a little better than mine.
Well, he's been around a little longer than you,
that's
too.
True.
But and he hasn't resurrected programs as much as you have. But I'll tell you what, he's got a nice group. And Tino Day, Prestige Taylor, and Jalen Richardson. And Richardson's kind of a combo guy, guard forward. Those are three pretty good athletes. And then you mix in Seth Gipple and Carter Looney. Those are 2 new starters this year because he graduated 2 from last year. So the matchup and the style of play, that's going to be a little bit different than what you faced last weekend.
Yeah, I would say this is probably, Valley is the toughest so far. I would say this is on that level of matchup, position by position. Style's really tough too because it's really hard to simulate. They're really athletic. They get in gaps. This will be the best defensive team in the state probably this year. So, it's one heck of a challenge. But again, these guys love that sort of thing. So we're excited to get out there and see what we got.
Well, it should be an interesting contest. We appreciate you stopping up here, and hopefully we'll see you at the end because we've had some great games. This is a fun group to watch. Got a nice crowd here for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the kids they're going to show off what they've been working for. And you got a tremendous opponent in Johnston and Courtney Henderson. And Coach, thanks for coming up. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's get after it.
All right. Thank you very much. And that's Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys basketball coach, joined us here at halftime. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back for the girls' second half. Dowling girls leading 23-22 over Johnston, number 1 versus number 2. And alongside Mike Burkett, I'm Mark Hamadale. We will take a 1-minute break and return for the second half in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Health powers life. From the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted, at Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercy1.org/healthpowerslife.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
By Ellie Muller, and Johnston with the basket by Ari Phillips, and now a steal by Johnston, and a whistle and a foul on Dowling on that steal. They're going to whistle a foul on Layla Trenton, I believe, Mike Burkert.
Yes, they are. Started off with a nice 3-point shot, but Johnston came right down and took it right to the basket and got a nice easy layup.
So 26-24, Dowling by 2, underway here in the third quarter. A long 3 top of the key. It's no good by Jenica Lewis, who had 7 first half points for the Dragons. And now offensive rebound off the miss by Lewis. Corner 3, no good. Rebound Dowling and Trenton. And we'll get you caught up with our halftime stats and scoring when we get a moment. Maroons in transition. Katie Muller for three, right wing. Good! Katie Muller. Or check that.
Yeah,
that's
Katie.
Her first three of the night. She was held scoreless in the first half.
Big possession for Johnston right now. Dowling's gotten up to a 5-point lead.
Johnston's largest lead has been 6 points in the first half. Dowling's largest lead is right now at 5. The Dragons get it to Kolb. Both teams go with their starters they started with. Jenica Lewis, Ari Phillips, Kelly Kolb, Julia Knitz, and Amani Jenkins. And now a steal by Dowling. And here is Tritton in the front court to Zediker. Zediker dribble drives the lane, goes through traffic, bodies hit the floor, and an offensive foul on Ava.
Oh. That was really a delayed call there.
It was like a bowling ball going through the pins. And Ava went through a lot of traffic and maybe took one extra step instead of settling for that jump shot or a pass.
And I think the Johnston coach thought it was going to be a charge because he was coming up to call a timeout and decided not after it wasn't a charge.
And he's had a few empty possessions, so I'm sure that was part of it. 29-24, Dowling girls leading by 5 over number 1 Johnston. Dowling girls ranked second. This is Class 5A, and this is CIML basketball. Pull-up jumper in the lane, no good. Cold shooting by Johnston. Knitz with the miss, and the rebound out to Dowling. Now a steal by the Dragons off a turnover. Down court goes Knitz. Her shot up and no good, and drew the foul.
Well, we'll see if that gets Johnston going because they've had a difficult time scoring, but the transition, the steal, and then the basket, or at least the drive.
And you go ahead and get the first half stats there, Mike, while we're shooting free throws here, and Julia Knitz.
Sure, I think, I might have an injured player too. Tritton looks like, before I do that, she looks like she might have hurt her back.
First free throw, no good by Knitz.
Anyway, both teams did not shoot the ball very well. Dowling shot 38% in the first half. Johnston was 28%. The difference in the second quarter was free throws. Dowling was 5 for 5 and cut their turnovers down, and they only allowed one offensive rebound by Johnston in the second quarter, where they had 4 in the first quarter.
All right, Dowling with the ball after that second free throw was good. 29-25, Dowling by 4, and here's pull-up jumper, right elbow, no good by Zediker, and rebound Jenkins for Johnston. The other way we go, Dragons in the lane. Now they kick it back out. Here's Ari Phillips with it. Top of the key goes to Jenica Lewis, who's guarded by Herndon. It'll up, dump it inside to Jenkins, and she picks up her dribble, kicks it out to Kolb. Now they lob into Jenkins. Now here's a scoop shot underneath, no good by Jenica Lewis, and the rebound Dowling. So one and done that time for the Dragons. Zediker for 3 in transition. That's good. And we may see that timeout coming up here pretty quick. 13 points for Ava Zediker in her first 3 of the night. Yep, we've got a timeout. We'll keep it here with 4:35 remaining third quarter. It's Dowling 32, Johnston 25. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert, and Roman Wilkham, our studio producer. And Mike, go ahead with the rest of those numbers from the first half. I'll go through scoring here when you're done.
It was just the difference in the second quarter. Dowling shot a lot better, got it up to 38% from 28% in the first quarter. I think what got them jump-started was the transition basket was 12-6. Dowling got a steal, went down, scored a basket. Layup got fouled, 12-9, because they were having troubles offensively getting good shots. And when they got the good shot, they weren't hitting it. And so I almost was curious here because Johnston is having troubles in the third quarter here, and they got the steal and the layup and the foul. But we'll see if they can kind of parlay that into a run. But statistically, they're pretty equal.
Let's take a look at the scoring in the first half for Dowling. Layla Tritton leading the way with 11 points at halftime. 10 points for Ava Zediker, and she just knocked down a 3. So Ava now leading scorer with 13 points for the Maroons. Katie Muller held scoreless at halftime, now has 3 points with that 3-point basket in the third quarter, and Ellie Olson did not score. Ellie Muller had 2 points at halftime. She now has 4. Macy Herndon off the bench, and so was Kaylee Klein. They both did not score. Dowling went 5 for 5 at the free throw line. For Johnston, halftime, they were led by Jenica Lewis and Ari Phillips with 7 points each. And now in the lane for the Dragons, a shot no good by Ari Phillips. Rebound Dowling and Harnden. Outlet pass goes to Zedeker as Ava pushes the ball up. 5 points for Amani Jenkins in the first half for the Dragons. And Kelly Cobb, the freshman, with 2 points. And Knitz had 1 point at halftime. Long three by Zedeker, no good. Offensive rebound Dowling. Zedeker dribbles baseline, now kicks it back out to Moeller.
I think Ellie Moeller got a piece of that last shot by the Johnston player.
On the other end?
Right.
That led the block shots and are also part of that. Now reaching foul on Jenkins, so Amani will pick up her first. That'll be team foul number 1 on Johnston here in the third quarter. Dowling has 3 team fouls in the third quarter. Now substitutions for both teams as Coach Chad Jellick in his 13th year at Johnston takes out Knitz, and now we've got reset the shot clock here. And Knitz actually comes into the ball game, and checking out was Kelly Cobb. Dowling will go back to 4 of their 5 starters, and now here is a three-pointer, no good, but offensive rebound is Zedeker. Her shot partially blocked on the way up by Dea Phillips, and a rebound out to Johnston. So the Maroons got 2 cracks at it and couldn't convert. Down in the lane, a pull-up jumper off the glass, too strong, no good by Ari Phillips. The follow-up, up and good. I believe that was Amani Jenkins. And it was. So she had 7 points. And it's 32-27, Dowling by 5. 3:10 to go, third quarter. It's Harnden, Olsen, Zedeker, Tritton, and Ellie Moeller. Katie Moeller on the bench right now for Dowling. The Maroons running their offensive set, and now traveling on the Maroons as Ellie dribbles down the lane and drags a pivot foot.
It was good defense by Johnston that time. I thought she had an opening to the basket. It was cut off, and she went to pivot and didn't quite get that pivot foot down.
Yeah. Johnston was 6 of 10 at the free throw line in the first half. Dowling 5 for 5. Johnston jumped out to a 12-6 first quarter lead, but Dowling stormed back in the second quarter. Maroons outscored Johnston 17-10, and Dowling with a 1-point lead at halftime. Now Jenkins gets a lob inside. They double team her, and she kicks it back out. Here is Lewis for 3, good from the top of the key. Can't do much about that. Jenica Lewis with 12 points.
Yeah, that was another one about 2 steps behind the 3-point line. Dead on to the basket.
32-30. Dowling's lead now 2. It was 6 here in the third quarter. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter from the Johnston Gym. Pretty good crowd here, especially up here on the track where we're at around the place. And now a shot that's no good by Dowling, and the ball slapped around and retrieved by the Dragons. With it is Lewis. Jenica with it. Gets it over in the corner for 3. Up, in and out, no good by Knitz. And the rebound Dowling and Harnden. Outlet pass to Zedeker. 1-on-1 in the lane. And a shot no good. But a foul on Ari Phillips. And that will be her 4th. Ari did her best to try to get out of the way. But Ava went and did the right thing. Attacked right at her.
She did.
Zedeker will have 2 free throws coming up here. Has 13 points.
She's pleading her case down there right now to the referee, not winning that argument.
First free throw by Zedeker is good. 14 points now for Ava Zedeker to lead Dowling in scoring. And tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Fast Signs in Clive, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Second free throw good by Zedeker. She has 15 points. The Dowling lead is 4, 34-30. Number 2 Dowling, number 1 Johnston in Class 5A girls basketball. Here's Jenica Lewis. She's double teamed. The ball stolen away by Zedeker. Lead pass down to Moeller. Katie with the right hand. Shot no good. Tip no good. Ball slapped around. And Kolb, the freshman, keeps it alive for Johnston. Down court goes Knitz. In the lane to Jenkins. Layup good. As the Dragons run down court, and Amani with the basket with 9 points.
That was a huge turnabout. That was a 4-point play turnaround because of the missed layup for Dowling, and then Johnston turned around and transitioned it down for a layup on their end.
Dowling with the basketball, 1:10 to play. Team fouls, Dowling with 3, Johnston with 2. 15 on the shot clock. The Moeller sisters play catch with it. Katie has it between the circles. Coming off a ball screen by Zedeker. And now they'll reset. Here's Katie, right side, in the lane. Finds the open player, and that's her sister for three. It's no good by Ellie Moeller, and a rebound Johnston and Deja Phillips. Dragons in transition. Here's Lewis with it. Back to Jenkins. Her shot up no good and draws a foul, and that'll be on Ellie Moeller. And that'll be her first foul. Check that, Katie Moeller, and that'll be her first foul. So free throws coming for the Dragons and Amani Jenkins. 75% free throw shooter on the year, has 9 points tonight. First free throw no good. Top 10 in girls basketball rankings. They will change later this week when the rankings come out on Thursday. Johnson at number 1, Dowling at number 2, Waukee Northwest 3rd, Centennial 4th, and Prairie of Cedar Rapids is 5th. Second free throw good by Jenkins. And she has 10 points, and we've got a timeout on the floor, and this will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 46 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Dowling by 1, 34-33. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. What do you say, Coach, when you're not writing down stats and stuff that end up being informational at the end? But this has been a back and forth, not so much a chess match, but it's just been kind of a game of runs.
Yeah, I think that from what we can see, is that both teams in the half court are having a difficult time getting the kind of shots that they really want. The transition game we talked about at the beginning, before the game, those are what gets them out for easy baskets, and that's what's running, starting the runs to get either Dowling to stretch the lead out and Johnson to come back. So it's going to, I think Dowling called timeout. They might do a 2-for-1, maybe not now. They're going real fast.
All right, Harnden in the front court for the Maroons. It's Harnden and both Moeller sisters, Katie and Ellie. And now Tritton for three. It's no good from the right wing. Dowling going cold all of a sudden. Rebound Amani Jenkins and Johnston. And the shot clock turned off. 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Dowling leads by 1. Maroons led by 1 at halftime. And now the Dragons with the final shot. Jenica Lewis. Guarded by Harnden. Coming off a ball screen by Jenkins. Lewis goes left. Now kicks it over to Knitz. Can't get off the shot. 2 seconds left. Long three by Lewis is good! Whoa! And that was a logo three from near half court as they kicked the ball out. So we end the third quarter with Jenica Lewis hitting the three. She has 15 points, and our score. Johnston is retaking the lead, 36-34 over Dowling. We'll go to the fourth quarter after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Psalm 1, verse 1 says, "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers." What does that mean? Don't hang around with bad people? No. According to G.K. Chesterton, it means something much better than that. He says that there are certain people who, because they are really pure, create a good atmosphere around themselves. They are truly children of light, and the light shines on everything they touch. When a righteous person stakes out a clear position, we recognize that it's something solid and vital and eternal. So it's not that hanging around bad people makes us bad, it's that being righteous can help make the people hanging around us righteous too. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
And welcome back to the Johnston Gym. Underway in the fourth quarter in this top two matchup in Class 5A. Johnston with the 36-34 lead on a three-pointer by Jenica Lewis. And hey, I just said her name. She just hits another three. She now has 18 points and has now scored the last 9 points. And the Dragons lead by 5, 39-34, Mike Burkert.
Yeah, Dowling missed their last 5 shots, and Johnston hit 4 of their last 5, and that brought the comeback.
Now Ellie Moeller with the little scoop shot in the lane, no good. And the rebound out to the Dragons. Dowling 7 for 7 at the free throw line through 3 quarters. Johnston 8 out of 14. But some big baskets made. And Jenica Lewis with the last 9 points for the Dragons. Here's Jenkins with it. Monty in the lane goes up against Ellie Moeller, and they force her into a travel. Turnover against the Dragons. And let's go look at some of the numbers here through three quarters, Mike.
Well, again, the shooting percentages are pretty consistent. Johnston shot 38% that quarter. Dowling was 27%. And that was mainly, they started off hot, hitting 3 threes right in a row, and then cooled off.
Now here is Zediker dribbling down the lane with the left hand. Layup good. She drew the foul. The basket will count, says Chris Lynch. And fouls on Jenica Lewis, her third. So Lewis with 3 and Ari Phillips with 4 for Johnston in foul trouble. Go ahead, Mike.
They've kind of flip-flopped. It's been interesting that they both didn't shoot. They shot about 27% in the first quarter. Second quarter, I don't know why I keep saying Urbandale. Johnston shot 28%, Dowling was 38%, and they flip-flopped that 38 and 27 in the third quarter.
And the free throw good by Zediker. She has 18 points. Dowling 8 for 8 at the free throw line with that free throw. And now Jenkins in the lane. Her shot no good. Ellie Olsen with the rebound. Has the ball taken off of, tipped out of her hands. And the referee says the ball went off of Olsen. Good hustle that time by Jalea Knitz. She stuck with the missed ball, and I think the officials are going to get together. Lou Yasinich and Chris Lynch are going to talk it over and saying, did we have a tip? Now they're going to ask William Dotson, what did he see? And they're going to keep it Johnston basketball. So
I think they were talking about the shot clock, too, what they were going to do.
Oh, they left it at 16, so
yeah.
It must not have been a change of possession. Now they lob it inside to Jenkins. It's stolen away. Now stolen back by the Dragons underneath the Jenkins. Layup is no good. Out of bounds to Dowling. So a second opportunity for Johnston, and Jenica Lewis misses a shot, and so did Jenkins. So a break for the Maroons there as they trail by 2.
Got a little hectic there for a minute. Everybody was passing the ball to the other team, but Johnston couldn't convert.
We're all under the microscope now. Every possession is for keeps. And now Zediker gets inside the right block and nearly gets taken away, and a foul called on Johnston on a loose ball. Kelly Kolb will pick up her second foul. That'll be the second team foul on Johnston here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Dowling basketball out of bounds. Side out right in front of our location as we are 15 rows up. The Maroons will inbound the ball. 6 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Dowling trailing by 2, and the Maroons on offense. Here's Zediker with it, and a whistle and a blocking foul on the Dragons. Johnston starting to accumulate fouls, and that'll be on Dea Phillips, her first.
Yeah, it's been a really physical game, and now it's going to be interesting to see how the last 5:59, how the referees call it here. They let a lot of things go.
Third team foul on Johnston, none on Dowling here in the fourth quarter. Now Zediker with it. Maroons are back to their starting 5. Ava coming off a ball screen by Muller. Dribbles in the lane, almost traveled with it, gets it out to Harnden, and we got a whistle and a loose ball foul on Dowling as Harnden collided with Jenica Lewis, and it'll be Macy's first foul. Check that. Her second foul, says Jeff Lawrence, our public address announcer. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
if it's not him correcting me, it's you. And I can't wait for the guy replacing you, Mike, to come in, because he just loves to correct me. Mr. Cataldo will join us. Jimmy Cataldo will join us for game 2 if he can get through the front door. All right, Jenkins with it. Johnston with the basketball. Get it out to Kolb with 15 on the shot clock. And now they left Lewis alone again. Three-pointer no good. Offensive rebound, Johnston and Knitz. Maroons then blocks out. Now whistle and a blocking foul on Dowling. That'll be on Harnden, her third.
There can be a timeout by Dowling now. Full timeout.
So we'll take it with them. 5 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter from the Johnston gym. It's Johnston 39, Dowling 37. And we'll return in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. Schedule your annual checkup with a Mercy One doctor so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
All right, we're back here at the Johnston Gym. 5 minutes, 19 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. It's 39-37. Johnston, the defending Class 5A champs, leading second-ranked Dowling, 39-37. And Johnston with the basketball as Knitz in the lane. A stop, a head fake, and now a shot blocked by Katie Moeller. And Dragons continue the possession as it went right back into the hands of Kelly Kolb. Now backing in is Knitz. Fall-away jumper, no good. Rebound Dowling and Katie Moeller. So good defense by the Maroons. One block shot kept the possession alive for Johnston, but the second one ended up in a Dowling possession. All right, here's Zediker with it in the front court to Harnden. Pass goes right side to Ava. Zediker between the circles. Works the right side, now to Tritton. Layla dribbles inside, gets it to Moeller, and Ellie's shot no good, and Knitz or Jenkins will pick up the foul, and they're going to give it to Amani Jenkins, her second. And Ellie Muller will go to the free throw line. And that is team foul number 4 on Johnston. Dowling will be shooting 2 free throws for every foul the Dragons commit the rest of the game.
Yeah, free throw shooting is going to be critical here as it comes down the stretch. Right now, Dowling is 9 for 9, according to my records. Johnston's 8 for 14.
And
I did it.
You did it. First free throw by Moeller, good. Second one, no good by Ellie.
Oops.
She has 5 points tonight, 39-38. Johnston by 1. Dowling with the Johnston with the basketball. Here's Jenica Lewis. We got Tritton on Lewis now. We'll see how that develops. Harnden had been guarding her. Now Jenkins spins against Moeller, stops in the lane, kicks it back out. Here's a long 3, no good, and a rebound Dowling. And Moeller in a reach-in foul on Johnston. That'll be on Dea Phillips, her second. That was a big rebound that time by Ellie Moeller.
That was.
Traffic.
That was critical.
And 2 free throws here for Ellie, so she'll go back to the free throw line, as you mentioned. Maroons were 9 for 9 until you had the announcers jinx, Mike. So they're now 9 out of 10 at the line, and Moeller will hit 2.
Yeah.
This will be Ellie. And the first free throw in and out, no good. Now they've missed 2 in a row. Ellie comes in averaging 19.5 points tonight, held to 5. And the second one is good. So Moeller tonight 2 of 4 at the free throw line, has 6 points. And we're tied at 39, Dowling and Johnston. Final 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Tremendous crowd here at the Johnston Gym. Both sides pretty well packed.
Couldn't ask for a better game. Tie game with 4 minutes to play.
Place about ready to explode here in the final, however this one comes out. And I should mention the rematch, mark the date, Friday, January 24th. It's a Friday night at the Dowling Gym. That'll be the rematch between the two schools. And of course, that's part of the girl-boy doubleheader. We'll also have it on Iowa Catholic Radio. And now in the lane, a nice move and a shot up and good by Ari Phillips.
I think Coach decided it was time with 4 minutes to play. He had to get her back in because I think she has 4 fouls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she does. As ball tipped out of bounds and Dowling's offensive end.
Now we're at the point where every possession is critical. You got to get a good shot each time.
Maroons will inbound the ball from the far sideline. Zediker gets it into Katie Moeller. Macy Harnden also in there, along with Layla Tritton and Ellie Moeller. as Olson, the fifth starter for Dowling, Ellie Olson, on the bench at this juncture with a couple of fouls. Here's Zediker with it to Harnden for three in the corner. It's no good off the back iron. Rebound Dowling and Ellie Moeller. Tips it to her sister Katie, and the Maroons will retain possession with 2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. 41-39, Johnston by 2. Dowling with the ball. Here's Zediker coming off a ball screen by Ellie Moeller. Now they reverse it over to Tritton for three. It's no good off the mark on the right side, and a rebound Johnston and Kelly Kolb. Dragons the other way, leading by 2. They get it to Jenkins underneath the basket. Now she kicks it out to Lewis.
He's telling him to slow it down here. He's got 20 seconds on the shot clock, 2:18 left.
And the ball will be in the hands of Jenica Lewis more than likely, if they get that chance. Here's Knitz with it. Can't dribble penetrate. Good defense by Tritton. Now to Jenkins. Now a backdoor cut. And they get it to Kolb. They get it inside to Jenkins, and it goes off the foot of the Dowling player, out of bounds to Johnston.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
So you got a 3-second play and an out of bounds play here, Mike?
I think Lewis is taking it out, so it can't be her taking the shot. Oh.
The bounce in the lane. The shot is blocked and then rebounded by Johnson. Layup good, and that is Jalea Knitz with the basket in just her 4th point of the night. 43-39, Johnston by 4. 3-pointer no good by Zediker from the left wing in transition. Rebound Johnston. Dragons up 4 as Knitz comes away with it with 1:35 to play.
25 on the shot clock.
And he's got 3 fouls to give, and they may want to start thinking about it here. Here's Phillips with it. Ari dribbles right side. Hands it off to Lewis. Lewis dribbles in the lane, and a shot up and good right around Zediker. Jenica Lewis, 20 points on the night to lead all scorers. 45-39, Johnston by 6. Dowling with the ball. Ellie Moeller for 3, top of the key. It's no good. And the rebound, Kolb and Johnston. And we got a backcourt foul on the Maroons. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Dowling.
1:03 left. We got to still put one more foul to give here.
Tritton with her 3rd. And the Dragons will substitute. They'll take out Katie Moeller and put in Ellie Olson. Full court pressure by the Maroons.
Dowling's not guarding the ball inbounds.
And they're switching everything as Dowling. They get the ball inbounds to Knitz and a foul in the backcourt. That'll be the 14th foul on the Maroons.
3 seconds ran off is all, so you have 1 minute left. Timeouts, Johnston has 4 left, Dowling has 3.
Zediker picks up her 3rd foul. And every time there's a foul, there is a reset of the shot clock. So 1 minute to play. Johnston up 6. And both teams in the bonus, the 2-shot bonus. And a timeout, Johnston. Chad Jellick said, hey, I want to talk it over. And it'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 53 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter in the girls' contest. Number 1, Johnston 45. Number 2, Dowling 39. We'll be back in the CIMO matchup for the finish here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Encounter the Eucharist, an evening with Father Mike Schmitz, Wednesday, April 2nd at the Iowa Event Center in downtown Des Moines. This limited seating event allows for an intimate conversation about faith that will inspire a deeper relationship with Jesus.
When you see the Lord lifted up like this, you are looking at Calvary. You're participating in his restoration of the world.
Encounter the Eucharist, an evening with Father Mike Schmitz. Go to iowacatholicradio.com and reserve your seat now. Presented by BSB Design. Hear ye, noble lords and ladies fair. A royal renaissance celebration of song and good cheer awaits you at the Dowling Catholic High School Madrigal Dinner Feast, January 10th and 11th in the year of our Lord 2025 at St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in West Des Moines. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., but hasten thee forsooth. The catering deadline is January 1st. Email dchsmadrigal@gmail.com for more information. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the Johnston Gym. Layla Tritton picks up her 4th foul for Dowling, and free throws coming for Amani Jenkins. 2 shots the rest away for both teams, and Jenkins hits the first of 2. Our score Johnston 46, Dowling 39 with 51 seconds remaining. Second free throw good here in the fourth quarter. 12 points for Amani Jenkins and Johnston. 47-39, Dragons by 8. Dowling with the ball. Zedeker backs in, triple team, kicks it out to Katie Muller, fakes the three. Now looking inside, gets it to her sister, and Ellie shot up and good, and timeout Dowling. So Ellie Muller shoots and scores. That's 8 points for her, and it's 47-41. Johnston by 6 with 34 seconds remaining, and the shot clock is turned off. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. As coach, we set up the final 34 seconds of this top two matchup. Johnston in control, leading by 6, but it wasn't always that way. Dowling's had as much of a 6-point lead in the second half, and Johnston has equaled its biggest lead of 6 points tonight. So that's the type of game we've seen.
Yeah, I think it's critical now for Johnston to get the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooter. And if I can read right, that would be Jenica Lewis.
Well, Knid's is 83%. Lewis, as you mentioned, 81%. And I'll tell you what, Amani Jenkins, the West Virginia, or Virginia Tech rather, commit, she's at 75%. So if you get the ball in anybody else's hands, that might be a benefit.
Yeah.
Dragons will inbound the ball. They got the length of the court. Jenkins is fouled in the backcourt, and she'll go to the line for 2. Fouls on Dowling's Ava Zedeker, her 4th. Again, no more one-on-one free throws. If you joined us a year late, they started this last year. You reset the team fouls to 0 after every quarter, and the first one, and once you get to the 5th, you're shooting 2 shots the rest of that quarter. A la women's college basketball. Very nice rule. And the free throw is good, and that is not Jenkins. That's Jenica Lewis at the free throw line with her 21st point. Second free throw good. I got her for 22. Dragons starting to pull away. 49-41, Johnston by 8. And that is their largest lead of the night.
And looks like Dowling's not going to foul here.
They're going to concede. And Johnston will take over first place in the CIML conference standings, and they'll remain undefeated. And the final, Johnston 49, Dowling 41. Congratulations to head coach Chad Jellick in his 13th year at Johnston with the win tonight, 49-41. Dowling's record falls to 5-2, the first loss in the state of Iowa for Dowling this year. And Johnston's record improves to 6-0. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. We're going to total the score and come back with our post-game show. And we're going to take a 2-minute break. I want to thank Roman Wilkham, our studio producer, on this Tuesday night. A reminder, we'll have the boys game coming up. Also, later this week, Friday night, our next broadcast, we will have the doubleheader Waukee at Dowling Catholic, and that will close out the 2024 portion of the girls and boys basketball season. We'll have Dowling and Waukee, both games a doubleheader this coming Friday night from the Dowling gym. Again, the final in game number 1, it is Johnston defeating Dowling Catholic by the score of 49-41. And we'll return after this 2-minute break with our postgame show here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
As Iowa Catholic Radio closes another remarkable year, we are grateful for friends like you who make our mission possible. Your support helps the Iowa Catholic Radio Network reach more people with God's Word and strengthens our Catholic community. As we seek to continue connecting people to Christ, we're inviting you to make a year-end gift to the apostolate. You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com. Your gift is tax-deductible and deeply appreciated. Make your gift now and join us in making 2025 a year of growth and inspiration.
Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology provides advanced and medical aesthetics, body contouring, wellness, and spa services. Learn more at brightsideiowa.com. Thank you, Brightside Aesthetics, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. We all want to live our best life. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care when and where you need it. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say, "The Catholic Church would be okay if it weren't for all the rituals"?
Why do people complain about rituals in the church? They don't complain about the rituals that fill the rest of their daily lives. They shake hands, they sign their names, they put candles on birthday cakes, they give each other flowers, they put on fancy weddings and somber funerals. Those are all rituals. They are symbols. They are simple ways of representing complex ideas. G.K. Chesterton says, "Ritual is a need of the human soul. In fact, it's a need of the human body, like exercise. Destroy your impressive ceremony, and all you get in return is unimpressive ceremony." Want more than a minute? Visit our website at chesterton.org.
And welcome back to the Johnston High School gym as we have a final in game number 1 of our girls and boys high school basketball doubleheader. It was the Johnston Dragons, ranked number 1 in Class 5A, defeating second-ranked Dowling Catholic 49-41. As we're totaling up the statistics and scoring for both teams, but it was a tremendous second half for Johnston as they pulled away from Dowling after the Maroons led by 1 at halftime. Dragons outscored the Maroons 27-18 in the second half to win it here at the Johnston gym. Mark Abadale, Mike Burkert. And Mike, I tell you what a game it was we saw, and it was kind of a chess match throughout. Both teams playing aggressive. We see some tremendous plays by both teams, tremendous athletes, and as you said, I would expect to see these two teams play 2 more times this year. They're going to play 1 more time. The rematch is Friday, January 24th next month, but there may be another date in late February, early March of that week. So we'll see, Mike.
Yeah, if I was a betting person, which I'm not, I would go along. I would take that bet. 2 well-coached teams with good athletes. Both teams were well prepared. It was just a matter of who could execute, in the fourth quarter, because it was a 39-39. Right with what I think 4 minutes to play when we talked about it, and Johnston outscored them 10-2 in that last 4 minutes. And some of that was they hit 4 free throws, which were critical for them to have at the end of the game there.
Telling up the numbers, and Mike, you want to go ahead and start with your statistics, and I got 1 more column to total in scoring.
I can do my best here,
but I figured just round up. So
it's interesting because if you look at the field goal percentage, I mean, again, it was down the stretch that Johnston kind of made the plays, hit the free throws.
Yes,
Dowling didn't hit the shots that they needed to. But for the game, Dowling field goals 32.5%. Johnston was 32.6%.
Boy, that's pretty close.
And I didn't round. So you said to round. So if I round, they're both at 33.
Sure.
Free throws, Dowling was 11 for 13. Johnston was 12 out of 18, but it was critical. Johnston hit their last 4 when it counted down the stretch there when they got fouled to keep that separation that they had built up. One of the keys that we talked about, actually the other 2 keys that we talked about at the beginning of the game were turnovers. Johnston really kept their turnovers to a minimum. I had them for 6 turnovers for the game. Dowling had 13. And some of those were critical that turned into transition baskets that built some momentum. And again, both teams had a difficult time because of the good defense. Both teams played really good physical defense and had a difficult time getting off good shots. And Johnston out rebounded Dowling 30-21, according to my. And the difference kind of also was Dowling was out offensive rebounds. Johnston had 10 offensive rebounds. Dowling had 5. And again, you can't give in games this tight, really good teams second and third opportunities to try to score, especially when you're shooting 30%. So.
No question. Let's run down the scoring here because we got a tight window between games now. For Dowling, and leading the way was Ava Zedeker with 19 points. She was followed by Layla Tritton's 11 points. Those are the two in double figures. Ellie Muller held to 8 points, averaging 19.5, held to 8 tonight for Dowling. And Katie Muller, her sister, averaging 10.5, held to 1 3-point basket. That was in the third quarter. Ellie Olson did not score. Neither did Macy Harnden or Kaylee Klein, who came off the bench for the Maroons, as Dowling went 10 of 12 unofficially at the free throw line. For the Johnston Dragons, they had 3 players in double figures, led by the junior, Jenica Lewis, with 22 points. Amani Jenkins, the 6'1 senior, headed to Virginia Tech with 12 points. Ari Phillips with 11 points. And rounding out scoring for Johnston, Jalea Knitz with 3 points. 2 points for Kelly Cobb, the freshman who got the start. Off the bench, Dea Phillips did not score. And Paige Andernacht, another freshman, did not score for Johnston. The Dragons went 12 of 18 at the free throw line. And as we take one last look at our quarter scores, Johnston jumped out to a 12-6 first quarter lead. Dowling responded in the second quarter, outscoring the Dragons 17-10 in that second quarter. Dowling led by 1 at halftime, 23-22. In the third quarter, Johnston outscored Dowling 14-11. Dragons took a 2-point lead over Dowling going into the fourth quarter, 36-34. And the Dragons outscored the Maroons 13-7 in the fourth quarter to win it, 49-41. Johnston now with a record of 6-0 in Class 5A, ranked number 1, and Dowling record falls to 5-2. First loss to the Maroons by an Iowa team, losing in the Minnesota tournament to Providence back during Thanksgiving weekend. Dowling record 5-2. So the Maroons will be home Friday night. They'll take on Waukee for Johnston. The Dragons will be on the road Friday night as they travel to Urbandale in a CIML doubleheader. Mike Burkert, that'll wrap things up. What a game we saw here. Bird's eye view here. First time you've been in this school. Johnston's got a beautiful school. I think it's been out here several years now, but they did a nice job, and great crowd on hand. And thank you once again. We'll see you Friday night at home. We haven't been home much this year. This will only be our second home game.
That's true. It'll be good to have the friendly confines.
The friendly confines, that's right. All right, my friend. We're going to take a break, come back as Jimmy Cataldo's up next. Mike, thank you. And keep an eye on scores. Shoot scores towards me if from other games around there if you get a moment.
I'll send a text to the one of the Ankeny assistant coaches. Always texts me, so I'll see how Ankeny Centennial did
during their game.
Wait a minute. They have a bye tonight, so it's not going to help me.
It's not going to help you. You have to get on Twitter. All right. Again, the final in game 1, Johnston 49, Dowling Catholic 41. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with pregame for game 2, the boys contest between Dowling and Johnston here at the Johnston Gym on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Mercy One, Blessman International, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.